What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope everyone's doing good out there. I'm doing good. Shout out to my wife, Joan Thomas, for, giving me this story right here. This is a story, far as I'm concerned, is just long overdue, and it's in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It says, Grand Rapids, Michigan, ordinance aims to stop unnecessary 911 calls on people of color. This is something that, they shouldn't have never tolerated from jump, as far as I'm concerned. Let's see what this video is stating.
5 o'clock, it's happened all across the country. People calling the police on minorities for things like simply selling lemonade or just having a family cookout, even garnering nicknames like Permit Patty.
It's a good chance you've seen the videos, but that could all change with a new law that would be the first of its kind in our state. And as our Candace Charles tells us tonight, you have a part to play. Candace?
That is right, Doug and Annie. The city wants people to know the purpose of this ordinance isn't to discourage people from calling 911 about possible crimes, but instead to ask them to check their biases before dialing.
You want to call the police on them for having a barbecue on a Sunday at the lake.
Yes. We've seen it at barbecues, businesses, graduations, and pool parties across the country. People calling the police on minorities for seemingly just living their lives. In Grand Rapids is no exception.
Police were called on a graduation party happening in one of the parks, and it was an African-American family. Police were called because it got, according to some folks, loud in a city park. And was that because of bias? I don't know, but we want to make sure that people are allowed to live their lives.
Which is why Link Up and the city are working together on a new ordinance to put a stop to it.
Will identify what is or could be considered discrimination and harassment in Grand Rapids.
The goal is to lessen tension between police and the community.
Really, I hope this will do for the community is to give them voice. And this ordinance really was grown out of the community's voice.
About a year and a half, 2 years ago, we started looking at what the city's infrastructure for addressing these issues really was, and realized that the city's civil rights ordinance was not as strong.
The new ordinance would include training for dispatchers and police officers to ask questions to identify why a call is being made.
The idea is that residents are thinking through what they're doing before they make a phone call. And when there are people that are going to be using the police department to move forward really discriminatory practices, that there's some way to stop that.
Grand Rapids would be the first in the state to pass this type of ordinance, and if passed, it could lead to a $500 fine for the individual who unnecessarily calls the police.
We're not telling people not to report crimes. We're telling people check your bias before you report.
Now, the city says the police department has given feedback on the proposed ordinance, but nothing official. We have reached out to the department who tell me it's too early to tell how they will respond to an ordinance if it's passed. Now, a public comment period on the proposed ordinance will be held tomorrow at the 7 p.m. City Commission meeting. We'll have information on how you can watch from home and the location on our website and news app. For now, in the studio, Candace Charles, Fox 17 News.
Well, like I said, it's long overdue, and it needs to catch fire across the entire land, because that shit is annoying. You know what I'm talking about? And if you make them little low-life motherfuckers who do that shit with their little dirty asses pay fines, they'll think twice before they go calling, the police about somebody enjoying themselves, okay? The video pretty much covered the story, but we can read along. I can give my, input on stuff. Grand Rapids officials are considering an ordinance that would make it a crime to racially profile minorities. we gonna change that minority to majorities, okay? Because we are majorities. We ain't no damn minorities. That's a lie. How can the first people on the planet be damn minorities? That's a lie. Anyway, little correction there. And call police for living their lives. Nationwide, police received 911 calls about people of color for things like selling lemonade, having a family cookout, or a graduation party. Grand Rapids is no exception. Police were called on a graduation party in one of the parks and was an African American family, said Patty Caudill, Grand Rapids Diversity and Inclusion Manager. Police were called because it got, according to some folks, loud in a park. Was that because of bias? Yes, it was because of bias. And, you know, when we get down, yeah, it's going to get loud because that's how we do it. You know, we ain't no silent partying ass, dull ass folks. You know what I mean? When we do it, we do it. We know how to have a nice time, you know? I don't know, but we want to make sure that people are allowed to live their lives. The city says the ordinance isn't to discourage citizens from calling 911 about possible crimes, but to ask them to check their bias before dialing. It would also train police and dispatchers to ask questions about why a call is being made. See, they should do that anyway. The ideal is that residents are thinking through what they're doing before they make a phone call. And when there are people that are going to be using the police department to move forward with discriminatory practices, that there's some way to stop that. Said Jeremy DeRue, Link Up Executive Director. Grand Rapids will be the first city in the state to pass this type of ordinance, which could lead to a $500 fine for someone who unnecessarily calls police. A public comment period for the purpose of ordinances will happen at 7 a.m. Tuesday at the City Commission meeting on the 9th floor of City Hall. The meeting will also broadcast live on the city's Facebook and YouTube pages. Good. And for my people that's in Grand Rapids, Michigan, go to the meeting. If you can go, that is. If you can be there, go there, you know what I mean? And y'all give them y'all input. Tell me y'all tired of that shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's a good way, you know, get some things done here. Starting with that, but we have so far to go. You understand what I mean? So, y'all tell me what y'all think about this situation. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And this is James, and I'm out. Peace.